Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Residents in total disbelief as hunter's wife delivers baby with resemblance of a monkey in Benue. Murder of 3 siblings leave residents of Nise community of Anambra in total shock. Abuja Federal High Court grants activists accused of raining curses on President Tinubu's son, Sheyi, and IGP Kayode Egbetokun 10 million naira bail. I'm Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. Residents of Nise community in Awka South Local Government Area, Anambra State, have reportedly been thrown into great shock over the brutal killing of 3 young boys in their family home. The horrifying incident, which occurred last Saturday, has left the community reeling with questions, begging for answers. It was gathered that the perpetrator is believed to have gained access to the premises where the crime was perpetrated by climbing over the wall. The 3 boys, aged between 2 and 6 years, were found lifeless inside their father's car parked within the compound. According to eyewitnesses, their mouths were bound, indicating a calculated and chilling act of violence. The children's father, described as a man in his early 30s, is a native doctor and businessman. It was revealed that he frequently locked his children inside the compound before leaving for work with their mother and only returned briefly to provide them meals before heading back to his business. While there are rumors that the father may have had disputes with certain individuals, it remained unclear whether the conflicts are linked to the tragic deaths. Meanwhile, the Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer, SP Tochukwu, stated that the case had not yet been officially reported to his office. Tochukwu assured the public that a statement would be released once details were made available. And now to security. The Nigerian military has assured Nigerians that there will be a major defeat of terrorists in 2025 as troops are more determined and willing to go the extra mile to clamp down on terrorist hideouts and enclaves scattered across various locations in the country. Highlighting the operational successes of the armed forces in the year 2024, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, at a press conference, told newsmen that so far over 1,000 high-profile terrorist leaders were neutralized in 2024, including their top commanders and combatants.
Troops eliminated over 1,000 notable terrorist leaders, as well as their replacements. We eliminated also their commanders and combatants, among others. We also assure that similar fate awaits those parading themselves as terror leaders and commanders today. Persons like Bello Turji, take it from me, is merely a dead man walking, as he will soon follow suit with many others that have been eliminated during the course of the year. To refresh your memory, I will reel out some of the names of notable terrorist leaders that were taken out since January this year. Persons like Halilu Sububu, Duse Nasara Ida, Malam Saleh Umaru, Mohammed Amadou, Abubakar Musa, Adamu Tanko Ibrahim, Yellow Dogon Rakumi, Isia Boderi, and Alaji Baldu. Others are Usman Modi, Kachala Halilu, Kachala Tukur, Amir Ibrahim Bukar, Seidu Hassan Yellow, Bakura Jega, Abba Tukur, among several others. I will say that we will not hesitate to defend the country from terror attacks with overwhelming military force in order to continue to deliver tangible benefits for all Nigerians to see and witness. To this end, during the year, we neutralized over 10,937 terrorists. We arrested over 12,538 of them, while rescuing over 7,063 rescued hostages.
He said that troops recovered 8,815 weapons and 228,004 ammunition and denied the oil thieves an estimated sum of over 68.4 billion naira.
The breakdown of recoveries made from the terrorists in the course of the year are as follows. We recovered over 4,332 AK-47 rifles, over 1,244 locally fabricated guns, over 838 den guns, 259 pump-action guns, and over 29,000 assorted ammunition, among other items recovered. As I earlier mentioned, we also recovered over 56 million liters of stolen crude oil and over 9 million liters of illegally refined AGO, otherwise known as diesel, among other items. Every innocent soul lost in the course of our operation is a tragedy. And we do sympathize with their loved ones and their families whenever such occurs. But we must be reminded that our troops are very professional in their actions and are indeed turning the tide against the insurgents and terrorists. We encourage citizens and say that together we make extraordinary difference, even as ordinary people. We call on your support always.
While urging citizens to not give in to propaganda by terrorists, the Defense Headquarters harped on the need for collaboration among citizens to put an end to the security challenges ravaging the country. The Abuja Division of the Federal High Court has granted a 10 million naira bail to Ms. Olamide Thomas, who is facing a criminal charge for raining curses on President Bola Tinubu's son, Sheyi, and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. In a ruling on Ms. Thomas's bail application this Monday, Justice Emeka Nwite said there was no concrete evidence placed before the court by the prosecution that the defendant would jump bail. The judge, who ordered the surety to dispose an affidavit of means, also directed the surety to present a 3-year tax clearance certificate. He said that the surety must reside within the jurisdiction of the court. The judge consequently adjourned the matter until February 18 for trial. Now, against the backdrop of the high rate of crime among Nigerians, the executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has called on religious leaders in Nigeria to take a more active role in the fight against corruption and cybercrime. The EFCC boss, who gave the advice at the first quarterly meeting of the Nigeria Interreligious Council in Abuja, emphasized the crucial role of religious leaders in shaping the moral fabric of society and urged them to use their influence to promote integrity and transparency. Clever News correspondent was there and now tells us more.
Statistics have indicated that 60 years since independence, corruption has cost Nigeria's economy more than $550 billion. At the first quarterly meeting of the Nigeria Interreligious Council in Abuja, the EFCC boss, Ola Olukoyede, was represented by the Commission's Director of Public Affairs, Wilson Owojaren, lamented that despite Nigeria's rich human and mineral resources, corruption has hindered the country's development, urged religious leaders to preach not just prosperity, but also integrity and to lead by example.
As a deeply religious society, we believe that religious organizations and their leaders have crucial roles to play in inculcating morals, which is the foundation of integrity and accountability in the conduct of private and public affairs.
One major problem which we have is that there are people that have information about corrupt activities, but they are afraid of coming forward with information because of fear of what will happen. And in my view, religious leaders should give that opportunity to people to report to them.
With the theme, the role of religious leaders in combating corruption and cybercrime, the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Sa'ad Abubakar, co-chair of NARIC, said poverty and hunger in Nigeria had gotten to a point where some people could commit any kind of crime, including murder, for as little as 500 naira. He therefore appealed to the government at all levels to rise to the occasion and improve the living standard of the people. Similarly, President of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Archbishop Daniel Oko, co-chair of NARIC, used the occasion to encourage his fellow religious leaders to join hands in the fight against cybercrime and corruption by speaking against the evils of corruption at their various religious events.
I think we need to find out, we need to commission a study to find out why we're always beleaguered with corruption. Everybody who comes to an office, he gets rich overnight, and when he leaves office, he becomes a multi-billionaire with private planes and whatever. And then nobody bothered to find out how he made that money. And he becomes a big man, and that's what happens. And this will continue as long as we keep on having office holders that will come in and become lords and do what they want to do, give whom they want to give, deny whom they don't want. And the issues continue like that. Let's pray for God Almighty to touch the heart of our leaders so that they will do the right thing for the common man to have a decent life in his life, so that when he now performs his religious duties, he will be able to say, yes, I have done my best.
The challenge and the task before us, therefore, is to give a strong and clear moral leadership to bring down the altar of materialism and champion the movement to change the orientation that worships materialism in our people, so that systemic corruption can be reduced to the lowest levels.
Meanwhile, the secretary to the government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, who expressed his deepest sympathy with Nigerians over the resultant hardships they are currently passing through, said the administration of President Tinubu remained focused on saving the economy through the implementation of programs under the Renewed Hope agenda.
At the same time, the government has left no stone unturned to positively change the trajectory of our economy and to take sustainability measures I'm pleased to report that for the past 1 year, this administration has addressed several sectors that impact directly on the people, and are also required as foundation for future development.
The Nigeria Interreligious Council meeting brought together religious leaders from across the country to discuss the role of religion in combating corruption and cybercrime in Nigeria. Imefon Okon, reporting for News.
Now, a hunter's wife from Oju local government area of Benue State has reportedly given birth to a baby with a resemblance of a monkey. After having 9 children without any complications, her 10th pregnancy seemed to be going smoothly until the unexpected delivery, which occurred at St. Teresa's Hospital, Otukpo in Benue State. According to reports, the newborn resembled a monkey, a sight that shocked everyone present, including the medical staff and the woman's family. The news spread shortly after the incident, attracting attention from curious locals and sparking questions about how such an event could happen. As the people of Otukpo and nearby areas struggle to understand the strange event, some people have come up with their explanations and rumors about what might have caused such a rare and unusual birth. In a place where traditional beliefs mix with modern science, the incident has left everyone puzzled. While the community speculates, doctors at St. Teresa's Hospital are likely investigating the cause of the unusual birth, which, according to the doctors, could be due to a rare genetic mutation or a developmental problem. For the woman and her family, this event is a difficult and emotional experience. While this event is rare and unsettling, it reminds us of the mysteries of human birth and development. If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us.
We break the news.
This is Christ Embassy.
Recollect, we were the first to break this.
Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State has approved the appointment of 3 second-class emirs.
And this?
Erasmus is the most successful program of the European Union to support education and youth.
And this?
Fubara is not an ungrateful person.
And more.
Tension is currently mounting in Rivers State. The planned arraignment of Yaya Bello.
Across our platforms. Subscribe now and you will be receiving our notifications and never left out as the news breaks on Clearview.
Welcome back. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara recently presented the staff of office and certificates to 4 newly recognized monarchs in the state. Among the honorees are Mujahid Asari Dokubo, a former Niger Delta freedom fighter from the Kalabari extraction of the state. Asari Dokubo was recognized as the Amayanabo of Torusarama Piri in the Degema local government area of the state. Today, Clearview News Desk beams the spotlight on his profile.
Jahid Asari Dokubo, formerly known as Melford Dokubo Goodhead Jr., is a major political figure of the Ijaw ethnic group in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria. Born in 1964 into a middle-class Christian family in Buguma River State, his father was a court judge, while his mother a housewife. He received his primary and secondary education in Port Harcourt. Asari thereafter proceeded to study law at the University of Calabar, but dropped out after only 3 years in 1990, citing problems with university authorities as his reason for doing so. After several attempts to complete his education, Asari's activism led to his inability to complete his degree program at the Rivers State University of Science and Technology for similar reasons that ended his educational pursuit at Calabar in Cross River State, Nigeria. After dropping out of school, Asari converted to Islam and changed his name to Mujahid Dokubo Asari to reflect his newly found faith. He spent the better part of the 1990s attempting to get himself involved in regional politics, running for 2 offices in Rivers State in 1992 and 1998, which was unsuccessful. In the early 1990s, Asari spent a brief period in Libya where he claims to have received basic military and political training. In 1998, the Ijaw Youth Council was formed and Asari, as a founding member, was appointed as the vice president of the organization. The organization issued the Kayama Declaration in November of that year, expressing long-held Ijaw concerns about the loss of control of their homeland and their own lives to the Nigerian state and oil companies operating in the region. The declaration was accompanied with a letter addressed to oil companies to suspend operations and withdraw from Ijaw territory. The IYC pledged a peaceful struggle for freedom, self-determination, and ecological justice with a campaign of celebration, prayer, and direct action called Operation Climate Change, which began December 28. Thereafter, the Nigerian government responded with an immediate crackdown on the group. Asari became the IYC's president in 2001 and led the group to pursue an agenda of resource control and self-determination by every means. By 2004, Asari had retreated from public view and went on to create the Niger Delta People's Volunteer Force, NDPVF, which would emerge as a major catalyst for unrest in the Delta region. The NDPVF, a militant group, was funded in large part by local and regional politicians who sought great profits from the region's oil revenue. The Niger Delta People's Volunteer Force quickly escalated to an armed conflict with a rival group known as the Niger Delta Vigilante, NDV, who were also seeking to control the region's oil resources. Combat was concentrated primarily in Warri and subsequently Nigeria's oil capital, Port Harcourt, as well as areas to the city's southwest. Both groups engaged in oil bunkering and other illegal forms of oil resource extraction. A change in political ideals by the NDPVF caused the group's former sponsors to withdraw their financial support and begin to channel funds to the rival NDV. Asari's NDPVF then made a declaration of all-out war against the Nigerian state. The threats to attack oil wells and pipelines by the NDPVF led withdrawal of several personnel of companies operating in the region, resulting in a massive drop in oil production of 30,000 barrels per day, leading to a significant hike in the price of petroleum worldwide. Due to the crisis caused by the unrest, the then-president Olusegun Obasanjo called for peace talks with Asari and the leader of the NDV, Ateke Tom, in Abuja. However, the effort was unable to yield the desired result. After his refusal to endorse the legitimacy of the Olusegun Obasanjo government, and due to his public support for self-determination of his native Ijaw people and independence for the Niger Delta, Asari was arrested and charged with treason by the Nigerian federal government. On June 14, 2007, Asari was released on bail as part of the new president, Umaru Yar'Adua's pledge to restore peace in the Niger Delta region. As part of late Yar'Adua's amnesty incentives to eliminate terrorist activities in the Niger Delta, the federal government awarded massive cash rewards to Asari and other militant leaders of the Niger Delta. He received an annual cash payment of $10 million from the federal government as part of the Federal Pipeline Security Protection Fee to protect Rivers State pipelines and creeks bombed by militants who kidnapped and killed workers and guards in the areas. In 2013, Dokubo Asari became a citizen of Benin Republic and relocated his wealth and assets out of the Niger Delta to Cotonou, Benin Republic, where he built several schools, colleges, and a university for the school children and students in Cotonou. He has, however, remained vocal about key issues affecting the nation's polity, especially in the Niger Delta region. Mujahid Abubakar Dokubo Asari recently received the staff of office as the Amayanabo of the source, LM Kalabari, from Governor Similayi Fubara of Rivers State. LM Kalabari, renowned as the cradle of Kalabari development, holds a revered place in the annals of Kalabari history and socio-political development. As the first settlement of the founding fathers of the Kalabari Kingdom, it served as the origin of the kingdom's growth, preceding the dispersion of its people into present-day settlements. With over 30 years of experience of fighting injustice, environmental degradation, and advocating for resource control in the Niger Delta, Dokubo Asari's elevation provides a broader platform for him to provide leadership and guidance to his community. His unwavering commitment to the betterment of the region has earned him recognition as a champion of human rights and a steadfast advocate for the Niger Delta people.
Hi, I'm lost of words. I'm very grateful, and we're going to work together with the Rivers State government to make sure that there is peace in my domain, and resources from my domain are brought in to contribute to the revenue base of the state and to help the development and the growth of Rivers State. Thank you very much.
As Dokubo Asari embarks on this new chapter, Clearview News Desk is optimistic that he will build upon his legacy, fostering growth, development, and prosperity for the Kalabari Kingdom.
And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories.
A hunter's wife from Oju local government area of Benue State has reportedly given birth to a baby with the resemblance of a monkey. Residents of Nise community in Awka South local government area, Anambra State, have reportedly been thrown into great shock over the brutal killing of 3 young boys in their family home. We also told you that the Abuja division of the Federal High Court has granted a 10 million naira bail to Ms. Olamide Thomas, who is facing a criminal charge for raining curses on President Bola Tinubu's son, Sheyi, and the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun.
You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.